Hi everyone, a very happy new moon in Gemini today. Gemini, the two actually is the one. So the non-dual and the dual aspect. The dual is the non-dual and the non-dual is the dual. So I wanted to share a little bit about this aspect of the two that is one way of exploring this experience of awakening that we call as experience. To begin with, I want to share a little bit about what awakening itself is. Like right now, the collective, we are really moving through a rapid accelerated pace actually of awakening from the Dwaparayuga experience. I am duality. We've been steeped in that. The mind, each subjective aware mind is vibrating at such a level where consciousness, that which we are, limits itself so that it can play and have this experience of duality. And this vibrating mind, which I've shared in my previous videos quite a bit as well, is vibrating at a frequency as if at a gross level, as if we are only aware, limits itself as if only through the body. Right? So the experience becomes as if we get identified as this body, awareness is through this body, fragmenting the life which we are, simply an illusion, into two. I'm a person that is living here, inner world, in an outer world outside. Identified at the gross level, masculine dominant energetic experience, that means identified with matter. As if things are still, time and space vibrates at such a thing, so it becomes like a pause button, almost I say. Slows down. Right? Everything at the level of Shakti is ever changing, but we can't sense that subtle this thing. We see things more as static. That's why things, they seem like they are static, they are the same. So we think the body is the same, right? So it's like, in that sense, like it's slower, the change is slower. And then naturally, matter, material, this thing, we see objects, things outside. This is the flavor of play for Dwaparayuga. Right? Like I'm living in a material world, matter, body. And then the thought play, the thought of personal play with that thought is masculine. So that arises as well, and that also has the nature of the masculine, which is it sees things in concepts. So its flavor of this Dwaparayuga play is linear time. It lives, it is, when identified as that, the play is as a concept. Person that I am then lives as a belief or a set of beliefs, as concepts. The flavor of the Dwaparayuga, that's why as a person that we don't live as the truer reality that which we are. We live as past, projecting from that past the future. We're never really present. We move as the thinking mind. The whole experience is set in this. That is why it is outer inside living. Right? That this is the dynamic. Like I said, every state of mind that is vibrating at this level, every mind lives this experience that we have set up for ourselves. Shiva, pure consciousness, appears becoming the mind so that it can experience its infinite living possibilities. One of those possibilities is this state. Consciousness loves Shakti, is living Shakti. They are not apart. The non-dual is the dual. It is a flavor, it is a tasting. So this is one of the experience that is we're here, without which, as consciousness, we would not be able to experience or taste this. That's why even at the level of Kali, right? That's the word that we have in our culture for Kali, or the masculine form, we say Kala, which is embodied Shiva form. Or at the Shakti level, we say Kali. Kali symbolizes the flavor of time and space. As long as there is any kind of isness that we can talk about, that is at the level of mind, Shakti. Right? And what is Kali's form, if you really look at it, that has been symbolized in our this thing, where she has the dark body, right? Darkness, black body, with her tongue out, right? With what seems like a very ferocious, very fierce. One perspective to see this symbolically, right, is that what she is reflecting back, which is us. She's not apart from us. She is pointing in that symbol to us that I am here to taste life. That is why she has the tongue out. I'm going to experience at the level of Shakti. I am experience. I want to name something here. That which we are playing in the dual world, that we call as experience, is only one flavor of experience, as linear time space. That's why when we awaken, we say, there is no experience at the level of I am awareness. But as long as there is isness, there is something. But that flavor of experience is something else. It is not the linear time and space experience. So at the level of Kali, when she's got the tongue out, she says, I'm here to experience all experiences. These experiences, right, at the level of relative play, whichever dream, world, idea, story, whatever state of mind and consciousness that will be vibrating at, whichever so-called level, right, simply different. Everything is equanimous at the level of consciousness. Wherever we are is a unique tasting of life, of living, right? And Shiva, that which we are, that we cannot even talk about, right, appears, becoming this Shakti. Kali is Shiva's embodied feminine form, with the tongue out, saying that I am here to experience everything. Everything. I don't deny any experience. Such is the sheer power when we stand as Shakti. First and foremost, I embrace everything at the level of one mind. Right? So that's why the paradox, many times we can say, I'm nothing or I am everything. So the level of Shiva, which is we cannot even speak about, we say it's nothing, it's empty. I'm nothing. Right? So this is the inherent core paradigm. I'm going to make another video that's coming up for simply a perspective for the structure of reality at this level. What happens. But at the level of Shakti, they are one and the same, cannot be apart. That's the paradox. They appear different, right? The unknown as the known, the unlimited as the limited play, the unseen as the seen. But this is the paradox that the Dwaparayuga mind cannot hold, that plays the this or that. Right? I'm one and the same. But if and that's why I want to name that you'll hear all of this where we say, it's like life is meaningless or life is full of meaning. Choose. You have the choice to look at it. How you want to do that. So that's the pattern. Nothing matters or everything matters. Everything matters. So at the level of Shiva, nothing. At the level of Shakti, right? She is the feminine. Shakti embraces everything and everyone. There's nothing outside of her. I am. I am. Kali with her tongue out, and then she says, tasting everything. So at the level of mind, the invitation, that's why Shakti says. If you're at the level of form, that's why in ours we say cycles within cycles within cycles, at any level that if you stand, this is the tantric way, if you're standing at the level of Shakti, embrace. You cannot deny, reject, wrong any part of me that is playing at a certain level. See how, if I am, if all is, if it is, see how it is serving. That's her benevolent, loving invitation for us. So this is Kali, her body. But if you see her symbol, that's what I'm saying. If you see her symbolically, her body is black. It's darkness. She is the cosmic being that is playing as time and space. That which we are. That which we are, that part of us, that is 99.999% is unknown at the level of consciousness. It's unknown. This known world, this lit world that we're living as this person is just 0.0001. This world that we call as the conscious world is the knowing world. It's limited, just a little bit. That's it. So Kali invites us to stand at that. That's why I had shared that image in my video, I think with the God video. I think I've titled it, as that I'm God, you are God. I shared that image, that's why. To stand at that center point. If you're tipping over, overly identified simply with the known lit world only, and then the knowing mind, then we're only going to play in that arena, and that's been the flavor of the Dwaparayuga experience. Playing as thought, only as the known mind, past, which already has been. That's why it's the intellectual experience. It demands proof, it justifies things, it looks outwards in. So it says, this is what the world is, can you not see? And that is only the reality. That is the relative reality. We're not denying that. That is the relative reality. But when you stand in the center, just staying open, aware in that thing, then you're this open portal for that which you are. This is as that known mind is smriti in the Vedas that we say. It's memory, living as memory. This is living as shruti. That's the invitation. Intuition. This is where that which we are flows uniquely through us. We let go of the thinking mind, the mind of the five senses that says, look at the world, this. And that's why surrender. Surrender. Stand as I don't know. The unknown that I am in that threshold. So it's almost like the paradox of I know, but this is what I know as the known mind. But the reality that I am, there is so much that I don't know. So this is the body of Kali, right? So it's like complete darkness, like the way, that's why in the night if you look at in the sky, dark, right? It's like the body is dark, but it's pure, alive, potential, possibility, and that's pouring through each of us uniquely. That's the pure creative beauty of that which we are. When we hold ourselves to an identity of only of the known, we constrict that portal, we close it, and then that's fine. That's the Dwaparayuga experience that we've had. Then we play as thought, but then it limits us eventually, right? We start having questions. Is this what life is? Oh my God, there's so much pain in the world. Is that all that is? There is more. That's simply the tail end, the masculine, dominant, concretized matter experience. That's just one way of It's a way of seeing and being through the five senses because the mind is vibrating. Then when we let go, what happens? When we just are, it's a natural phenomenon. The mind vibrates, becomes looser. That's where I shared before, like it's like from the masculine, the feminine is suppressed here. This feminine is the subtle. We let go, we just are, without being in this thinking masculine mind. It opens up, the body comes alive. Wisdom pours in. The feminine comes alive. And the feminine cannot be controlled. That's why the Kali's face is that fierceness. That's why the mind that wants things concretely, I want to understand you. I want to understand life. Because it wants to feel safe. Because inherently it knows it has cut itself off. So it feels unstable. Right? We've fragmented ourselves as a person, only as a body. Living as we are born, we are going to die. We are eternally then standing as this on this unstable ground. So that's why at this level, lack is our experience, core experience. No matter how much we attain from outside, whatever our, status might be, even at the level of the beauty, we can innately sense everything is disintegrating. Right? Death is there. Lack. And when we are only identified with that, we gain. Simply a flavor of experience. We come into the feminine. Right? She says, cannot control. Let go of the control. See that which you are, which is the true control. There's only one divine playing, right? So that comes forth. Right? So we are asked to be. And again, these are all words offered to only to the seeking mind that wants to understand. This cannot be comprehended at the level of the mind. This cannot be understood. The funny part is that we are it. We can only be it. And all these pointers, simply look at it as a story of my personal experience, right? Not to take it at all. Only our lived experience can be this thing. So how can we live it? To become available for it. If this resonates in your heart at some level, without needing to take my words to be any kind of truth, please don't do that. Say I'm available to seeing. Is there anything deeper? Because our hearts at the core are the same beating. So when truth is spoken, we sense behind the words. There's something there. Right? Because every mind that is doing it is evolving. It's a unique ratio. Every state of mind, whoever it is, whatever it is uniquely a dance of conscious and unconscious. So everything is evolving. What we can do is go within and stand. That's the invitation of these times. The play of Kali. Right? The body is darkness. She says the lit, what you're tasting right now, is simply that lit tongue. That is your known world. That is how small you are. That you're identified with this now. You're just tasting one state of that which you are. That's it. Once that tasting is done, when it's fully tasted, right? It's simply a happening. Once you have fully tasted what it means to be a person, you move on. You move on. It's a natural phenomenon happening. So that's why when why the separate self comes up? Because the separate self is the identity of the world. And what is the core flavor of the Dwaparayuga world that we are living right now? The body-mind world. The self, the world, same thing. We got to own our world. The flavor of that is, where I am is not okay. That is what we've been taught. What is in this moment is not okay because it cannot hold this and that. That this moment is serving and serves for us to become and grow into the next moment. So this also is serving. It cannot hold that. The minute it comes here, it negates this or wrongs what has been or what is. doesn't realize in doing that it negates its own self. It wrongs its own self. No matter where we find ourselves, for that moment, for that experience, that is valid. Wherever we find ourselves. That's why I love Maya Angelou's quote in that line. When we know better, we do better. But the previous moment, wherever we were, we did the best. Such is the goodness, even at the level of this human spirit that we are moving. Sheer goodness flowing from one moment to the other. That's what it is. So Kali invites and she says, you know what? At this state of mind, wherever I am, even if it's the masculine dominant, wherever it is, I'm going to fully taste. And she tastes uniquely through each of these people, that whatever subjective awareness that you see, uniquely. I'm going to taste. And when it's naturally done, that's the process where, through the constrictions, if we are holding the identity, questions arise, doubts arise, seeking happens, natural phenomena of the awakening. Then we move into the next state. I am primary identity. And the secondary identity, which seems paradoxical, is that I am none of my experience, right, at the I am level, and at the level of the secondary experience, relative experience, I am steeped into that which what I perceive is what I'm vibrating at. Nothing changes me innately, but this is how I lose myself so I can perceive as if I'm a person. I can experience what it means to be a person, whatever the level of awareness, conscious or unconscious. And through that, I experience a becoming. The nature is mind, Shakti. The nature of being is to become. Growth, challenge, play in time and space, whichever worlds we may find ourselves in, dreams that we may be. Right now, collectively, we are in this dream. Time and space, which has to do with the body, mind world. There's a collective world that we've come in. This is the experience of our collective world. We are moving this through this together. And the joy of co-creating with that. Innately, all is the same, non-dual, one. And we are playing different flavors. We are sharing our gifts. We are experiencing the challenges through unique perspectives, sharing about that and growing, evolving together. Such is the beauty of this play. So this aspect, I'll share something here. If you're on this journey, this is what happens. I didn't think this is what was going to come out, but here it is. This came through, so it is what it is. I wanted to share about the new moon and the awakening aspect of it. So what is awakening? So we've been playing in this Dwaparayuga state of body-mind world, right? So we've been steeped as this person, right? And every soul, each of us is a soul, right? In that sense, every soul is set up the plan to blossom at its own time and space. Nothing changes. We are timeless. Everything already is, but it's blossoming at its own time, right? But we are divine timing. So if you're resonating with this, it's readiness, right? There's sensing to it. What is awakening? Awakening, at least sharing the experience of this mind, awakening is where this soul, that which we are, timeless, I am awareness, splits itself into this illusion as if identified as a person. So we move as a thinking mind, right? We've been moving as, oh, I have a name, this is my role, this is what I live in the body, this is the world outside, that play. And then suddenly, the mind almost dissolves, and then there is a sudden seeing and insight. You see that I am awareness. The mind awakens to see, I am aware. That is my first experience. That is my isness. That is what I am at the core. Right? I mean, and this is quite easy to see. I've shared about this before, like how a newborn is, before the newborn, simply an idea to bring us there. What is the newborn when the newborn is born? The newborn doesn't have all these thoughts, ideas, concepts. It simply is. It doesn't even know that it has a body and everything. It's simply awareness. Till it starts vibrating this thing and then starts getting identified as the five senses at the body. Or I can feel as if only feel through this. It forgets that awareness is. So awakening is that glimpse of awareness. That awareness is not just in this body, it is everywhere. Like you might have heard this. Whatever is in my awareness is me. As in the experience of this, that wall is not away from me. The flower or the plant or the trees are not away from me. I am all of that. There's a loosening that might happen. And it might happen even and this is what I want to share in this, because of the dual aspect, the Gemini new moon I want to share, is that it happens two ways. One is it happens cognitively. This I am awareness, which we are very familiar in the non-dual world, where you hear people talking, I am awareness. Suddenly I see I'm not the body, I'm not, or the body is in me. It happens like this. So one way to point at it is like this, I'm awareness, and then suddenly I see the body is in me. Like I'm moving in time and space. I've shared about this. But the awareness that I am does not move. Awareness goes nowhere. It's only when the awareness is shrunk as if through the body moves. As if in time and space. It's like a hologram, it's like a movie effect. It's like that. We're moving in time and space. But when that loosens, and for me it was the cognitive and it can happen energetically. The energetic experience is suddenly a losing. I find myself in a tree. I am the leaf. I am the branch. Right now is the body. The branch is there, but I am that branch. It's simultaneous. Find myself in the leaf. Find myself everywhere. Everything is aware. So this I am is not the body I am aware. Right? That's how I would say as a person. I am aware. I point here that I am aware. No, it's an I amness. It's awareness. Consciousness. Everything is conscious. Only as this limited body I come, and that creates the visual effect of as if there is a space. There is the wall there, and as the body is walking there. But there's actually no space. There's no space. Right? So that, anyway, I don't want to get into this too much, but get the idea, that's the awakening. But again, I've shared this before. At whatever level, right? Some of us just have it at the cognitive. I've had it just at the cognitive level itself, where I can clearly see I'm awareness, and I can see everything is, whatever is in my awareness is in me. But it's not the energetic disillusion, that experience of disillusion of everything, me becoming that awareness. It's still that. So there are two aspects to that. That's the awakening. But what happens, at least in my case, and that's what I'm saying, hold all of this loosely, because Shakti is neither boring nor normal nor predictable. So just use this as a story, just to stand in a place, because it can happen to you in any way. You're creative. Need not happen in one way. It can happen in any way. But the two aspects of this is, so because of the momentum, what happens? There is a pull. There's an energetic pull at the level of the mind. Right? So that pull brings you back into the body. Again you start living as a habit. There's like a forgetting. Let's see. Like I slept, I got up and I'm like, what was that experience? Right? And then I come back, it's again in the body. I'm again in the body, like just the normal self. Like, what you would say. And then you're just moving through the day. And then you forget. You again, like for me, became Supriya. And became one with my habits, with the belief, started functioning like that. Right? But then once that is seen, you cannot unsee it. That's the thing. One point that I want to mention here, especially new moon in Gemini. Most of the time we are very familiar with awakening, and we speak to it in the terms of cognitive understanding. I am awareness. See that I am awareness. And it is very, very relevant for the mind that is Dwaparayuga, right? That is identified with the thought, which I've shared a lot before in my previous videos. This thought, see, we've jumped reality. Awareness at the level is right here. This is reality. Even at the level of 5 senses, if I drop the thinking mind, I'm one, I'm moving. The minute I pick the thinking mind, see, I've jumped reality. So that's the past. It can never be present. Never is. That's a simple shift. Even at the intellectual level, we can sense that. Right? So this is the cognitive aspect of awareness that everybody shares most of the time. That this is the awareness aspect. I am awareness. Taking away, become the observer, witness. Right? That's one aspect of it. The level of awakening, that's where there are two. The core paradox that happens, that is Shiva, pure consciousness. Masculine aspect is the becoming the Shakti, which is the one mind. Everything is at the level of the mind. All isness is at the level of the mind. So there are actually two. Even at the level of mind, there are two. One is this awareness aspect that we share about, which we talk about. And then we can experience that there is an energetic aspect to this mind. That is the happening of time and space. We need to be able to hold both. That's the paradox. Because sometimes when we only identify, which is important, because when we are so energetically one with our relative experience, it causes all this confusion and conundrum, right? So that's why the first step is the Jnani step. That's why I call it the Jnana step. Stepping away, awareness, become aware. See the nature of reality, that I am awareness. That no experience means anything about me. It doesn't change the awareness that I am. I'm still, I'm silent. I'm just neutral. Allowing everything to happen. Nothing changes the awareness that I am. I'm untouched, unchanged by that. This is an important key. But part of the new non-dual, this thing, when this happens many a times, we hold ourselves apart from the life that which we are. At the level of Shakti, to experience life, we are one with life. That's why I say the Jnana part, which is very, very key to see reality. This is how I see as Shiva adoring Shakti, from a distance. It's like Shiva adoring all the play of Shakti. That Shiva is himself. Jnana. This is looking at it as a Jnani. You find all these sages and all giving us discourses about this Jnana of the reality of consciousness, and all of that is the Jnana aspect. But the other aspect of living in and as Shiva-Shakti is the Bhakti. Once we know this reality is me, there's no defensiveness, no separation needed. That's the feminine aspect, right? The masculine aspect, that's why projects, expresses. The concretization creates separation, fragmentation, whether it's at the conscious level or unconscious level, whatever that is. I'll share a little bit about in my reality video, the structure of reality video. But in this, Shakti, as Shakti, we are one with experience. It's bhakti. It's almost like a madness. It's the madness to be one in with as life, wherever I am, whatever I am, imperfect. I don't need to know. That is sheer bhakti, melting in one with life, being. When we are with this one may say, right, that is the masculine, that awareness. This is the relative. The I am awareness is the timeless aspect of us, right? That doesn't change. That we should be able to hold that. This is becoming one with this thing. There's no separation. This is one with the life. What is, we embrace all of life. And this energetic aspect belongs to the thinking mind, body, world experience, right? We become one with our world. So in this, I want to share, it's a time and space unfolding, energetic aspect. So that's why we say we are awareness and we move energetically. It's an energetic movement. It just happens. We are one. So when we drop the personal mind, there is still an energetic experience of the body. And if you're called to, you've got to honor that. Honor that. That is the wisdom that is flowing, which I've shared before, of our ancestral lineage. That is why we are here. At this point, focused, our awareness is focused as that, to honor that, but consciously, letting go of the personal belief mind, which was unconscious. We see that, we bless it, we're done. Consciously, we are here. Now, each one will, of course, get to experience this uniquely, right? Because there are sages who just completely take away this. Their journey probably is just to be as awareness. I don't know. Right? But as isness, if we open our eyes, find ourselves here in the body, to honor that, right? And move with the body as that. But that's the secondary, that's the key. That's the secondary experience. As long as we are conscious, this we can do conscious, then we are with the body. It needs to be. If it needs food, then we eat. And no, right, it doesn't live in concepts. It just is, it moves. There's an innate intelligence to how much food it needs, what it needs to eat. It's pure response, it's spontaneous. This energetic aspect. So to awakening, there are two. That's why I say awakening can happen at the level of the mind and happen at the level of the body. For us to be integrated as a whole in this experience, as long as we are waking up as a paradox. The paradox of I am in a body, right here. If this experience is still there, for wholeness and integrate, this is the masculine and the feminine. The feminine is in the body. The body. Masculine in this context, the conscious masculine, is the I am awareness. Both need to dance together. It's a dynamic dance. So awakening needs to happen in the body and also in the mind. And only we who all are going through this awakening, this process, need to be honest with ourselves about that. Nobody outside of us can tell us that, what it is. Because only we can sense where we are holding ourselves apart. We are still in that witnessing phase in a way where we are observing. Very valid stage, but it's only first part of the cycle as a jnani, where we are looking at reality. The invitation then is to move in this thing. And when awakening happens in the body, it is experienced differently for everybody else. I don't want to put it in as a concept. This body then lives its own momentum that is needed. That's why many a times when you're awakening, you will see even in the body there is a lot of stuff that comes up. If you hold concepts at that point, that time, that, oh, if I have awakened, I'm not with the personal mind, these things cannot happen at the level of the body, then it's not serving. At the level of the body, time, space, the lineage, what is happening, a lot of stuff is happening. The only key there at the energetic level is let go of any concepts that the personal mind comes up with. Let go. Because at the level of time and space also, we don't know that which we are. What we don't know what is happening. Who knows at the level of the body and everything what is being cleared? And I want to name this because, for the gurus that I can only speak from my experience, Ramana Maharshi, living in the body, enlightened being, his energy, right? And state of being is state of being. We have access to that. We can sense into that state of being, absolutely enlightened, one with this thing, right? And still at the level of the body, developed ailments. Same with Nisargadatta Maharaj, another non-dual master, right? Living the non-dual, but died of, I believe, throat cancer. So one can then say, oh my God, what is this? If you're there. So this question, and this is in response coming up for a couple of questions that I asked. There are two aspects to this. One, yes, that the personal mind, if you're living in the personal mind and that is limited when we are evolving, that puts a suppression on the body, that creates dis-ease. Only we know that for ourselves. Nobody else can tell us that. Don't accept any kind of concepts from outside. Feel it for yourself, choose your own truth. Each subjective awareness is the one consciousness, right? So we know that when it's limited, at least I knew that for myself, when that was limited, that I was having issues because life was wanting to take me to bring forth, and whatever was coming seemed so big, so that personal I that I was identified with could not do this, and it was manifesting in the body, because the body is pure intuition. It will tell us. It's imprinted with our conditioning. So all that comes out. The minute the personal I stepped out of, initially there was a lot that was coming through from the body. I've shared in my previous video, right? That had to move. That is a different disease. And then even when we are in the non-dual state, energetically this body belongs to Mother Earth and her stories, the ancestral lineages, the country, the cultures that we come from, the traditions it comes from, belongs to that. And if it needs to, it is serving a process to clear something from that will come forth. We are available for everything. So this is in response to that. When you stand, there are certain things that being clear, don't make a story out of it. The key is because sometimes, so I want to share this, right? Some of us awaken at the level of the mind first, non-dual. We can speak about it, we are very aware that we are awareness, right? You see this in the non-dual, so very aware. Okay, I'm not the mind, I'm free, I'm liberated, I'm this, that is the way. This is the jnani aspect. And the way that I sense it, of course, simply this mind's interpretation, is that, in my case at least, because I'm the air element, Aquarian, in the mind, I've always seeked as the mind. Right? That's why so many words, what I share is for people like me. I feel it's like the mind which is active, which wants to understand. Right? Wants to understand. So this aspect of the mind, perhaps the mind awakens first. The seeing at the level of the mind, I'm awareness. Oh my God, But the body still is holding all these imprints. So that's the angst for us, because many a times we're that, and then we see that the body feels differently. It's holding patterns, right? So we have our own journey to kind of work with. That's why the practices with the body, that's why pranayam for me is, oh my God, complete cycle. Breath, prana, pranava, om, the core, moving through that, right? Naturally dissolves the imprints. That's the thing. But there's another way that awakening is happening that is less known about. It's for those who are empaths, deep feelers, who hold the energetic aspect. They're very, very connected to feel, that's why they are the ones who feel Mother Earth's pain. They walk on the land, they can feel throbbing of her pulse. They are the healers, they are the singers. We all have that within us. But they even more are there. And because they are not, that these are the ancients, right? You hear this, our ancestors, these old wise women, they hold that. Now they perhaps cannot word it the way that this mind is wording as awareness. This is a different flavor. They are more in the body. Right? So they feel it from the body, so they are empaths. They feel the emotions. They feel the subtle shifts, energetic shifts that is happening at the collective level. It's like the womb, that's the feminine. So this is the masculine. Can you sense that? This is the jnana and this is the bhakti. They are one with that. They can feel it in the body. They are the ones who will speak. I can see the birthing and can feel carrying my ancestral lineage, and they cannot word it at this level, awareness, but that is the awakening first from the body, and then the integration happens of awakening from awareness at this level. So both need to happen. It comes together. This is so unique for each of us, so unique. These concepts are just superficial. Listen to it with open thing and let it go. This is just for your seeking mind. This is only to point to one thing, come back to the now. Everything is happening in the now, this moment. Move as that. So I want to share this aspect of both. That's why what comes forth through for me, the mind, is both awareness and the energetic. The energy, mind as awareness, as energy. That's why to stand in this middle space where life is. One is this awareness aspect, I'm not the body, I'm not this thing, I'm here, this paradox of I am, and that aspect of me at the relative level. That is moving in and as time and space. The only thing to keep in mind about this time and space, body, this thing, don't make concepts. That's the only thing. When we are identified as the relative, then even as the body is awakening, we make stories. I've come here to take on the pain of the world and deliver it. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But then that becomes a concept idea we start living in. And that is what the masters also were inviting us, and that's why they were taking the stand as awareness. They were like, be here. Don't make concepts of this time and space at all. Let that happening happen. At least I'm assuming that Ramana Maharshi never or any of these teachers, whenever they had this, they didn't make story about this. Why is this illness coming in my body? Because I'm this thing. They never gave it attention. Because what is happening there is happening. Maybe it will be revealed to us. At least to me it was revealed later. There's a lot of other stuff that is not revealed to this thinking mind. Need not be. No need to insist that the knowing mind needs to know everything. Consciousness, that's it. Every moment, what is, who is that? In this center. And all these concepts, dissolve it, surrender, be present as what is. Allow these concepts to simply, what are these, who is this concept for? Only for the conceptual thinking personal mind. That's the only inspiration that is flowing for so many words to share, really. Otherwise, it has no other purpose, these words. If you're going through this, let these words bring that seeking, thinking mind to some peace. You are consciousness. You cannot go wrong. You cannot miss out. You cannot fail. You cannot make a mistake. You cannot. You're the divine. Uniquely. Can you trust that? Be here in the center. So new moon in Gemini. also another aspect. Vedic astrology is the Mrigashira. The Mrigashira means the deer's head. So right now, that's why I share about astrology. This astrological perspective is only relevant for what? Not for the mind that is timeless. It already is. If you are predominantly in that space, forget it. No astrology, nothing applies. This is only for the time, space, momentum, body, mind, world, living. Astrology, right? The within and without experience. If that is dissolved as a one I am awareness, true self, doesn't matter. Nothing. Right now we are going through a Saturn retrograde. We are going through another shift in the cosmic cycle that I've shared. See, even about the cosmic cycle that I've been sharing about the 2023 being this at the larger cycle, cosmic, it's a bigger shift. Cycles within cycles within cycles. I'll share about this in the reality video as well, but cycles within cycles within cycles, right? So it's both. The Dwaparayuga mind cannot hold both. At the awareness, I am awareness aspect, timeless aspect, now is your only moment. Stay there. Only your now is going to come as the future. The future is going to come only in the now, right? So this is your primary stance. That's why I am awareness is your primary stance. Now, more accurately put, presence in the body. Stay in the body. Where's your body? Always here. Body is never in the future. It's only this thinking mind that's in the future. Presence. Come even more accurate, deeper. Awareness. Where is awareness? It's never in time. It's always here. So-called here. It is. So hold this. Right? So every now is that birthing and dying. Every breath reminds us that. This is one birthing, dying is right here. Stay here. Right? And if you're called, up to you. Relative experience of what is happening in time and space. If you look at it. That's how the rishis, the yoginis, the mystics, all of that, even from the Vedic, that's how they knew about Kali Yuga, Dwaparayuga, all of that that's happening, that what is going to come in this time and space. If you look at it, astrology applies to this. Because this is the play of within, without, right? Inner, outer. So in this aspect right now, 2023 to 2027, we are going through a major cycle, a play in time. This is what Kali reminds us about. Going through a major cosmic shift. So for this, right now, this new moon, we're going through another karmic shift. Summer solstice, right? That's coming up. So from Uttarayana, from the summer solstice till the winter solstice, till Jan, right? End of June till Jan, that shift happens. The cycle again of going inwards. I've shared quite a bit about this as well. The time from summer solstice till the winter solstice is that Dakshinayana phase. In yoga, it's called as the sadhana pada. The time of again practice. Any part, right? If we open our eyes, we are still living in the body. So it can be helpful, right? At that level. And of course, if you're at the true self level, you don't need to do this. Because the true self, being in the moment itself, moves to that intuitive intelligence. So see where you are and only take that. There are two contexts I'm holding here. Know where you stand. Right? Know where you stand. As the true self, you don't do any of this. You're just present. In the present moment, you're already going to do what the body is going to do. You're moving with that intelligence. You don't need any of this. But the level of this relative, if you're identified with the body and you're still playing that, and there is stickiness there. If you're in, that's why the process of awakening I've shared is that it feels like a process, right? We have awakened and still we get identified with the mind. So it's for that phase. So if you see the body is still happening, we're going through a karmic shift. New moon, new beginning, ending, beginning, same when we stand in the center. But that ending, that the cosmic level, there's another ending that has happened. It's a new beginning. So the nakshatra Mrigashira, head of the deer. It points to that. It's called as the seeking or the searching star, the nakshatra in Vedic astrology, pointing to us seekers. This is a potent portal for us seekers. If you're still identified as the seeker, which you're not, if you're seeking already, you've already arrived. I've shared that in my seeking video, in the head. So it's reminding again. See, awaken to the nature of the thought that is the concept that identifies as if I'm only the body holding as a seeker. You sleep, you get up in the morning again, walk again as a seeker. The seeker cannot be the finder. Let go. Surrender. Powerful invitation to surrender. The deer runs around. You know the story about the deer where they say kasturi in ours, that the deer lets go of a fragrance from its navel and goes mad because it's the fragrance of its own being. But it doesn't know that, it runs in the forest everywhere looking for the source of this fragrance that it is. That's the same invitation here. That's what we do. We are that. But as the seeking mind, we look outwards, hunting everywhere for the answer that we are. Simply a play of Dwaparayuga. So Mrigashira Nakshatra, reminding us, head of the deer. If you are at the head of the deer, you're the searching star. Please come back. Saturn in retrograde. Saturn, as we know, planet, I've shared about Saturn's as well, the energy, the blessed energy of Saturn, which comes across as the discipline which is needed, for this time and space mind, pure devotion. It reminds, it's going backward, retrograde, I'm opening the gate for you. You're unlimited. You're unlimited even as this limited self. Hold the paradox of the unlimited flowing as the limited in this body. That's the invitation. So this is the time. New moon, Gemini 2, which is the one, Mrigashira, seeking star. And then the deity of the Mrigashira Nakshatra is Soma. Be familiar with this word, Soma, the moon. Again, the cycle of the moon that we follow, all that we know is related to the cycle of the body. Right? If you're a woman, you go through the menses, we look at that. We are connected to the Mother Earth, like how the moon's light affects the waters. We are mostly water in the body. It affects our emotions. We know all of this. This is the ancestral, old, indigenous knowledge. This is what they would share with us at the level. Again, so at this level, Soma is the deity of this Mrigashira Nakshatra at this point. So Soma is actually the meaning of Soma. Somarasa, would say, is the juice, the mythical nectar of life. At the level of energy, we are this liquid rasa, juice of life. See, sense the bhakti in this. Jnana is kind of the masculine, is always a little dry, standing. That's where it transcends. The feminine, she doesn't want the transcendence. She dissolves. She dissolves in this. She tastes life. Rasa. So Soma is that aspect. That's why the feminine is embodied love and life. And as you know, this has nothing to do with gender. This is, everything is a dynamic dance of masculine and feminine. But when the feminine aspect of us arises, that which we are, we are embodied rasa. So Soma, the moon, that's why we go mad looking at the moon. This is what I share as when I feel the Rumi's love. It's a madness. This love for the living, that which we are, that seems like a madness to this mind, which is looking at it. Oh my God, she gone crazy. Is life crazy? Yeah. And that craziness, that madness, that love, that permeates every cell of the body, radiant, dancing, become one with life. There's no gap between that which I am and life is. Bring it on. That's the flavor. Soma. That also invites. There are two aspects to Soma, moon. One, that's why we say during the full moon, if you see what is predominant in the body, because we're never one energy, right? We're evolving at this level. I've shared that also before. There's tamas, there's rajas, there's sattva, we're all that. Right? At level, that determines the level of awareness, the ratio of conscious and unconscious. So that's happening. Beautiful. I mean, so whatever is predominant can cause. So it can also cause that if there is emotions that are there, like that's moving through wherever it comes from, that restlessness, that angst, emotions, allow that to rise. Stay as aware as possible. That's why for us it's very important to stay aware when these peaks don't happen, so that when that happens, we can be conscious. So the practices that we do are more important when we are feeling fine. Because then when these times come, that awareness is already practiced, that awareness already is. Right? I'm now speaking at the relative level. As I am awareness, hold the stance not to insist that a certain feeling needs to be there for something. Don't hold yourself in concepts that this needs to be like this. If I am doing this, this is what the reflection will be. We don't know at the level of... There's so much flux happening right now. Each of us is uniquely holding this transformation for our collective. When we are available, Mother Earth uses this body. It belongs, it is the body is the earth. For this transformation, how do we know what it's going to be used for? Be available. Changes nothing about that which we are. That is the game we have come to play as embodiment here. That is the invitation. Mrigashira. Awaken to the divine deer, the golden deer. Don't be in the head. Somarasa. Come one with life. Soma, the nectar of life. See that fragrance that you seek for outside is you. Accept yourself. That is living love. Wherever you find yourself in every moment, see the beauty of life unfolding. Hold the paradox. Both. I am being primary. That's what we saw, the jnana aspect. Whatever comes after that. This experience is the body. Doesn't even need to be interpreted. Or seen. That's the invitation of this powerful new moon, new beginning. As then now the moon starts getting fuller and fuller, and of course that's the smaller cycle, and the larger cycle, 21st, we're moving into Dakshinayana, from summer solstice going towards winter solstice, deepening into, go within at the level of time and space, holding ourselves, what's coming forth through this body, through this mind, being available for all of it, wherever we are, without any kind of, whenever we hear this, that's coming up, because there are so many questions received on that, any kind of insistence. You're already, wherever you find yourself, whatever responsibilities you need to hold, you're perfectly where you are. Your level of availability also is perfect. You need not push yourself to be anything other than where you find yourself. This is key. Otherwise, this makes this journey that I need to be somewhere else. Why? Life is already perfect. Just the presence of being is enough. Is enough. For the self, that is the world. Only through this portal, through this acceptance, allowing, can we truly be there for anything else. video. And for awakening, have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed time today for the new moon, and on the 21st for the solstice. Much love to living, celebrating an awakened body, mind, world, and allowing ourselves to be okay with the unique unfolding of that which has happened.